Okay, we're back. Obviously, just great congratulations down there to Luca Peg. That was nice to be involved in that little moment. This is the RFX expert class, and perfectly for us to talk about the Coupe event. Dave, you are the team manager. You took over from me. I can't remember what year it was. I got busy. I already had you involved anyway, and then yeah, it's just going from strength to strength. Tell us what the event is. What it's about.
Yeah. Okay. So Jeff, the Coupe de l'Avenir. Actually, this is its 50th edition this year. So it is. It's the under 21 MX of Nations in all intensive purposes. It's a 9-man team, 365 riders, 385 riders, MX1, MX2, and a 125 rider. So the open class all have to be under 21, but obviously there are some age requirements on both the big wheel and the 65. So, but yeah, I say 2016 it was, Jeff, when I took over from yourself, and we've had a bit of success. We've had podiums for the groups for the teams, and we've had individual winners as well. And funnily enough, looking at this race here, Charlie Heyman won the 65 class in 2016, and here he is now, mixing it at the front of the expert class. But this kid is no disrespect to the riders in this class, because these guys are all capable of riding British Championship, but he is the next rider coming through as far as I'm concerned. He is my 125 pick for this year, which is the hardest ride on the team. These guys go against MX1 and MX2 bikes, so it's a real tough choice. And
there we go.
There
look
we
at
go.
That.
Look,
so there's
as we
Charlie
speak
on the left. So yeah.
Yeah, and Tom Grimshaw on the right. So talking through, I mean, we this year we've done it a little bit differently. Typically, I'd pick a 9-rider team, 3 of each in each class, and hope and pray they weren't injured before the event. And if they were, it made it so difficult to try and find a replacement, because we'd forgotten them. We'd not mentioned or not invited them. So this year we did it differently. I got 3 other guys to help me out, because it's tough, as you know, to do it on your own. So I got Mark Morris on board, and we all know the story with Mark, but that guy is just what the guy is doing for the sport behind the scenes is unbelievable. And hopefully I've got some better news in a week or two to tell you. We're working with the ACU on the future with that. But I've also got another guy, Lee Bolt, who's been around the sport for a long time. Not a lot of people know Lee, but he's our social media guy, and he's doing great with Instagram and some reels and so forth. And I've got Dave Grimshaw with me, father of Tom. Again, Dave is like myself. He's a passionate motocross dad, but he's passionate about the sport, and obviously the youth are our future. So that's our 4-man team, and we picked a squad this year. So I don't want to keep
No. You can tell us, if you can, the squad in a minute. I'll tell you what, now we've got these guys round for a first full lap. Let's give you the quick rundown, and then we'll get back to the Coupe, because I know you're gonna. There's so much to talk about with them, and I'm excited for it. So you've got Sean Southgate. He's currently leading the Expert MX1 Championship. He's got a 24-point lead over Jaden Ashwell. So he's looking good to try and get this championship wrapped up. I don't think. Well, actually, you can score 25 for a race win. So if he gets 1 point, just 1 point on Ashwell in this one, he is going to be crowned the champion. Ashwell's currently back in second, then it's Nathan Green. But in the race running order, it's Southgate. Charlie Heyman stepping up to the experts from the Youth 125 class. He won every race at the Youth 125 Championship up to Hawkstone. And now he's on a 252 stroke. He's your pick for the 125s, and he's already putting some heat on Sean Southgate. He took the first race win yesterday round here. Got a little bit tired in the second one. The weight of the 250 a little bit more than the 250.
And look who's third. Look who's third. Oh man, Ashley Greedy.
Ashley Greedy is out there. Yeah, so Greedy did turn up to ride today. Jimmy Marsden is currently in 4th. Then it's Josh Coleman for 5th. Josh Peters currently in 6th. Glenn Phillips still going strong. My old teammate back in 2000.
And if you want to learn how to ride, I mean, Glenn, we all know. Glenn's a short guy. He likes his food, I think, bless him. But he's a great guy.
I don't think he'll mind me saying this. If he does, he will win the fight. If we're going to start rolling around on the floor.
Yeah.
Glenn, I affectionately know Glenn when he was my teammate as Pie Man.
Yeah. But can he ride a bike?
Oh, he can twist it. Yeah. Oh, don't make no bones about it. So Glenn still out there doing his thing. I think he's fair to say by his own admission, as he gets towards the midway stage of the race, the fitness isn't quite there, but the speed is still
and the speed and the technique. When I ran a few I run a few days at Cuss's course, some practice days, some private hires, and Glenn often pops over the Severn Bridge and comes on down, and I watch him. There isn't anybody through the whoop section at Cuss's any better. And that's from everybody. The guy just knows, how to control that throttle and where to position himself. But, you know, he certainly won a lot of championships in his youth and through into, obviously got to Grand Prix level, so we all know his ability. But yeah, getting on to Charlie Heyman. So Charlie is going to be moving on to Thorpe's team into the British Championship next year.
Yeah, but it's a new thing with Jake Nichols. So it's like Honda are backing it, but it's kind of like True 7 with Jake, like an academy team for the main Crendon fast track team.
Absolutely, and the nice thing about it is I think Jake will probably have a lot of enjoyment from it, because we all know, you know, Jake's pedigree and what he's achieved in his racing career, and he'll be out in the next race in
he's come out of retirement. But he retired earlier on in the year.
Absolutely, but I think he'll have great fun nurturing Charlie, and Charlie probably couldn't have a better rider in his corner as he moves into the pro ranks. So that's going to be great. So I
have to say, myself as an ex-rider, and obviously then fell into team management, and been fortunate enough to manage Team Green for the last 11 years. It is brilliant when you feel like you're kind of putting back, and particularly when the riders start to take heed of what you're saying and you see the improvement and all that stuff that you learn down the years that you can then
just pass it on. Absolutely,
it's a very rewarding position to be in. I have to say, not, you know, sometimes obviously like anything, or as a parent, you're pulling your hair out, or what hair you got left, like me. You know, you're like, oh, why they do? But it's part of the process and the enjoyment.
Sure. See, I mean, Springer's just put a fast Southgate's just put a fast lap in there. Sean's a great rider. Sean's from the Eastern Centre, probably the fastest centre in the country. They have a lot of great riders there. And I see Charlie's lost his front number board. Now that's going to probably play on his mind. He doesn't want that going in through his spokes.
It will be a distraction.
So that will be a distraction. But he's probably been there before. You know, these things aren't new. That problem's not new. But we'd be interested to see how he manages this race. And but I say he's my 1-2-5 pick. So I'm absolutely over the moon.
Let's get on with this.
We need to get on with this.
How many can you announce?
Well, I can announce all of it.
Right, go for it.
Because we've got again, we've got a lot of young kids coming through. But I have gone with Sam Nunn again, MX2. Sam, 5th overall last year. Sam's had a bad year in comparison to where I truly believe he could be. In fact, he's riding MX1 today, but Sam's MX2. Tom Grimshaw, MX1. Tom's 2nd overall last year, and only second to Tom Guion, who is riding GPs this year. So gives you an idea of, both the Conan brothers were there last year, and Sam Nunn dusted one of them up. They didn't like it too much, but I got a lot of confidence in our open class team, which is fantastic. We then moved down to the 85s, and this again we picked a squad. So we knew the hardest thing was who not to take. It's always difficult, and these guys all make a lot of effort. I have gone with, and I'll give you an idea of a reaction of a rider who didn't get picked in a minute. But I have gone with Josh Vale. Josh, outstanding year. Now people say, you know, Billy Askew. Well, Billy's too old, unfortunately. There are some age restrictions, and Billy was too old to go with. So Josh Vale, Charlie Richmond, and Freddie Gardner. Now, all three, I'm over the moon with. There was a couple of riders. I mean, added to the squad, we took some small wheel riders. So Statty, Robbie Daly, Alfie Geddes Green, you know, and there are more. You know, Win Stanley's boy, there were, you know, etc. There was definitely some good 85 riders coming through. But the one for me was Jamie Keith was disappointed not to go, and he made a point yesterday. He came 3rd. I think he beat 2 of the guys who were going, which was great. And I said to Jason, his dad, I said, you know what, that was a reaction I expected, and I like to see, you know. And of course he's disappointed. Everybody wants to ride for that and represent their country, you know. And it's no different in the 65. So again, we're looking at the 65. We picked us up. We had 6 or 7 riders going. You know, we've got a couple. We've got Harry Dale in Europe right now. He couldn't make it. He has the ONKs. You know, Brian Giles has come across, and again, Brian's in Australia. But it still doesn't detract away from who we're taking. And you know, we've got Arthur Moore, who's currently 3rd in the championship. We've got Casey Lister 2nd in the British Championship, and we've got Marty Spires who's leading. So we're taking our top 3, you know, and you know, it's great. It's a team event. 9 races for the 9 scores for each group, except the 65s who have 6 scores. They have 2 races. So for the overall team, it's all those points to count. But for the event itself, it's our best. We can drop 2 results. So it's our best 7 from 9, and so everybody plays a part. And we're seriously going there to win it.
I'm telling you right now, people, if you've never been, it's a brilliant event, regardless of going to support our youngsters, Team GB. It's a brilliant circuit. It's the same circuit every year. It's about an hour and a half, hour 40 off the boat or the tunnel. Easy to go to. Brilliant atmosphere. They got they do a riders presentation. It's all great. They've got plenty going on for the spectator. Just a great vibe. Nice viewing circuit as well.
Fantastic.
If you can make it, go. What's the date, Dave?
1st and 2nd of October. And as I say, I don't think it clashes with anything significant. We would love as many Brits to be there as can make it. Hanging over the fence. It's a proper old school track. It's one of Joel Robert, the great Joel Robert's old tracks. And bless him, Joel used to come. He was coming up until maybe the last 3 years. So fantastic. There's for the parents. There's trackside beer tents. So Jupiler is on tap there, which is great. But it's just it's a great event. We'd love to see as many of you can. We're also, and I'm putting my begging bowl out here, we get a bit of help. We get a little bit of help from the ACU. Never enough for the elite riders in our country to represent represent Team GB. So we're doing some fundraising. We've also got some personal sponsors for the team, which is great. We need as much help as we can get. So anybody who can help us in any way, shape or form, then we'd appreciate, any contribution. We can run your logo, which, again, for some, it's just a part of being part of something. It doesn't add any value to their business, but it gives us the kind of funding we need to go there in style. The French, the Italians, the Swedes, they're all fully kitted out. Head to toe, the team manager with earphones and communication. We're a little bit behind them, but I think this year we're making the effort, and I really do think we can bring home the gold.
I know we can. Brilliant stuff. So that's the coup. Get behind them, follow them on social media, and as you said, if you want to jump on board, chuck a bit of money to the guys' way, it all goes there. While we've been talking about that, which I'm really excited about, what have we got going on here? What you're seeing there, that is 6 riders. They are racing. They are all that close together. Basically, you've got Ash Greedy, Josh Coleman, Sam Atkinson, Jaden Ashwell, Jimmy Marston, Jack Lindsay, just all...
Josh Peters.
Yeah, Josh Peters.
Within
all
3 seconds.
Yeah, basically 3 seconds. Six riders, 3 seconds. I'll let you do the maths on that. You can tell you how close they are. Heyman and Southgate are away with it. You've only got to look at the timing screens. Is sandwiched in between them is Ash Greedy just doing his own thing. But then from Coleman back to Sam Atkinson, Jaden Ashwell, Jimmy Marston and Jack Lindsay. Look at it. What a race going on between these guys. This is proper racing. Yeah, so we got that going on. I'm going to call bring this one in. Dave, you've got Liam. Your son is out in the pros up next, so I'll let you jump out the booth. Pleasure as always.
Brilliant.
Good luck to the coupe.
Thank you, Jeff.
Basically, Team GB, get behind them. You'll find them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and get involved, people. There they are. Look at that with the ride day at Moto 101. Bring it home, boys, over there in Belgium. Let's hope they do. Right, we're going to bring this one in. Sean Southgate, 5-second lead. Looks like he's going to win this championship in this moto as well. Charlie Heyman, another 5 seconds back. And then we have got Ash Greedy, Josh Coleman, Sam Atkinson, Jaden Ashwell, Jimmy Marston, and then Jack Lindsay. So I didn't see was the board out last time around. It could be this time. 1 lap to go maybe. Of course, these guys get slightly longer moto, but we have shaved a couple of minutes off. No sign of the 1 lap to go board yet. In fact, there you go. You can see the screen flashing. I don't know if that means that it's we've got a technical issue on the actual screen on there. We can't have too long left anyway. Oh, here we go. Coleman up the inside of Ashwell. Ashwell's going to undercut missed those big holes, and he's going to get swept round the next corner. There you go. The track is working well. Alternative lines, inside, outside. Now Ashwell's going to have a better run onto this corner, the leggy Zimbabwean. Look at his legs are so long. He sticks his front leg out and he's gone past the front edge of the front tyre. Ashwell, well, there you go. Don't tell me this track's not working in regards of line choice. Back and forth they go as they battle for the 5th position here in this this Race Effects expert class. Up next, we have the Lifelines Fastest 40, incorporating the Leah MX1 class and the Pico MX2. Leah MX1 class has already been wrapped up. That has been won by the Yamaha rider, cab screen present Yamaha rider, Harry Kulas. But it's all about the MX2 category. We're going to have a new champion. It is either going to be the GRT Impact Machine of Jamie Carpenter or the Chambers Gas, I think he's on, or just Chambers Racing Husqvarna of Tom Grimshaw.
There's not much in it. There is not much in it. Sorry, guys, for my absence. How did the chat go with Dave?
Great. I'm all fired up about the coupe event now. The youngsters, the under-21 Motocross Nations, 1st and 2nd of October over there in Belgium. As I said, short journey from the tunnel or the ferry crossing, and it is a brilliant event. Just trust me.
When is that?
The 1st and 2nd of October.
Do you know what? I quite fancy that.
There's nothing else on.
Might bring coupe.
You should go. Yeah. It's brilliant.
If you listen to this, Mel, pack your bags.
That's news to the missus, because you're off to Belgium.
No, I would actually like to go watch that.
It's an awesome event.
This is bread and butter pudding, by the way.
I can see and smell it. Thank you. At least you've stopped
Are
smelling
you into
like
that,
you no longer smell like
VP
Racefield.
Mr. 12. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we are bringing this one in. It's going to be these two are still going at it. Ashwell.
I spoke to Charlie this morning. He just said, it's a bigger bike to handle, man. Like it tired him out.
Yeah.
Tired him out.
It will. It definitely will. I mean, a 252 stroke when they start getting away from you.
I said, well, you let Southgate beat him. He went, I can't beat him yet. not all weekend.
I love the way that first corner is working out every time. Jaden Ashwell hasn't quite mastered that corner. Maybe he's hit the wall a little bit here because the previous lap around he let Coleman snuck up the inside and he done it again a lap later. So Jaden, I think you need to start looking at that inside.
Yeah, I think Jaden as well, like being a bigger guys use a lot more energy. And this track, I imagine, just going off like riding it myself, you have to be quite leggy around here. There's a lot of standing up, a lot of sitting down. You got rollers, lots going on. I think for a taller guy, probably burn a lot of energy out.
Yeah.
So it might be what's happening. I don't know. Probably try and get a chat with him at some point this afternoon.
There is Josh Greedy. Not Josh Greedy, sorry, Ash Greedy. Josh was out in the previous race, the amateurs. But Ash turning up today and going in the expert class. He is a very distant third, but he's all on his own.
Yeah, but it's not a bad ride. It's a good ride.
Yeah, he's got nobody really around him. Here's your race leader. He's going to get the 1 lap to go board, I think, this time around. He's got that little bit of plastic hanging off the bike. That will annoy him more than hinder him.
I think so.
Flapping around.
Is it the front number plate?
No, on the Honda, they got that extra little bit of plastic that goes over the exhaust.
Oh, okay. I thought you were on about... Sorry, Heyman's got his number board.
Literally, Sean has something hanging off the right-hand side of his bike now. I don't know if Charlie's finally lost his front plate or if it's still hanging. No, it's come off now, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just hanging off the brake, the brake hose, which hopefully he hasn't lost the front brake or anything. But
that would have been very annoying for that.
Nothing worse.
No, it just distracts you, doesn't it?
Oh, I see the exhaust guard. Yeah, I've got it.
But that won't hinder Sean too much because it's kind of...
You
can handle it a bit more when it's behind your leg. When you've got something in front of your leg,
it's when it's in vision as well, or in your peripheral vision.
He completely ballsed up that corner.
Hey, he looks good though. Sean Southgate's been good all year.
Yeah, well, he's going to get it done here. He's got a 24-point lead over Ashwell. If he gains 1 point in him, that's 25. You can only score 25 for a race win. He's going to clearly pull more than 1 point on him. So if Southgate brings it in, there you are. He's our champion in the MX1 category. And he's worked hard
that's going to happen now, though, or pretty soon anyway. Not much longer left now. of the expert race?
Yeah, I was just trying to see the gap between Sam Atkinson and Kessel. It's quite a lot. Obviously not splitting them by class. So Sam Atkinson was 27 points behind Kessel for the championship coming into this race. He's at least pulled more than 3 back. So that one looks like it's going to the last race.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It is nice. It keeps us excited.
Not for them. Brilliant for us.
We need to let the guys know how many bottles of bubbly we need as well.
Okay.
So if you could work that out mathematically in your head.
I haven't got a clue.
No.
Over order. Then there'll be some spare.
10.
I'm just saying.
10. Yeah, 10.
And if we just need 2, that's 4 for
That'd
me
be
and
all
you.
right, yeah. We can get champagned up.
Yeah, we need to celebrate the end of the year.
That's a poorly
as well.
drunk, though, isn't it? That's a poorly drunk.
So Southgate is looking good. What I like about Sean and the whole team setup is the continuity.
Always look the same.
Yeah, they run the blue kit, all blue kit with the red bikes, and they have done for years. That's their signature team look. He's easy to spot because of it. And they do a great job over there at the Hertz racing team, Hertz Honda.
Glenn Phillips is feeling this one again, I think.
Is he?
I seen him pull out yesterday. I don't know. Maybe the track's just...
There it is. Checkered flag. Do you want to go and talk to Sean? Celebrate the championship with him? Callum's going to go over there and speak to Sean Southgate at the winner's circle. We're going to go again to a quick ad. When we come back, we are racing with the elite riders, the pro riders, for their first Lifeline's fastest 40 race of the day. See you in a while.
There we are, the 2022 MX1 Expert Champion. How does it feel? You're happy about that? I'm sure you're pretty much ecstatic. You just dominated last half of the season. You smashed it. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, just turned the corner halfway through and I started enjoying it more, and it was more of a relief to do it this weekend. We had only a handful of people know we've had some struggles with a few things, and I'm on a borrowed bike this weekend.
Right.
So thanks Louis, and yeah, me and my dad have been a few late nights this week, and it's like a big team effort. And then I got surprised yesterday that everyone came.
I want everyone in here. Right, this is all the family. We did have a premature moment with the what we got, Prosecco. There's no budget over here. This is budget racing. Look, we'll give him a shower of that. Well done. Next up, we've got the pros. You guys just enjoy this moment, okay? See you later.
Indeed, we are back. This is the RFX Expert Race Tom Murphy on the far outside. Sean Southgate got the championship wrapped up in the MX1 category. So no champions to be decided here. It's all been done and dusted. This is for basically just bragging right. Well, no, that's not fair actually, because we got a gate issue there. Did they all hit the gate, or did we have a gate issue? It's not decided. It's very much between number 7, Louis Kessel, is leading the MX2, and he is being hunted down by Sam Atkinson. So that is going to go the distance. Have we got a full stop? Okay. It looks like this might be, well, I haven't seen any sign of a red flag yet, but a lot of the riders are just still sat there like they're going to pull it back. They indeed are. We're going to go maybe to a very quick advert. No, we're going to stay as we are because it'll take them a little while to reset. So we're going to very quickly just go back to another ad. Hopefully they'll have the gate sorted when we come back.
Here we are. Are we live? Yeah, I'm with Luca Pegg. You are the amateur MX2 national champion. Feeling good, mate?
Yeah, man, feeling good. Just a shame about that last race, probably my worst race of the season, and I've already won the championship, but good job I've done it in the race before, so I'm happy, yeah.
Pressure's off, mate. I'm going to drench you now. You do know that, right? Right, here we are. And your dad. I'm going to get your dad. There we are. Job done. We'll get back to the racing soon. They're just going to sort the start gates out, and we'll be back for the next race of the day. You like that?
Okay, while we've got the guys sorting out the start gate down there, we've got another technical issue. We were going to show you. It doesn't matter. Let's see. You know, we get it. We was going to show you an onboard lap with Stewie Edmonds, but we're just going to resolve that issue as well. So we're getting a few technical gremlins going on. Actually, we probably won't have time now because it looks like they've got the gate reset. So yeah, hopefully we'll be getting going again with the amateur class. Sorry, the expert class. Then, of course, we are one race away. We've got 2 races left here to wrap up 2022 Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee. So the guys are working hard here at, in our production. We've just tried, because we tried to put an onboard lap with Stewie Edmonds from this morning, and we've had to basically rush the file through and get it done. But hopefully we will, and we can hopefully show you before the broadcast is over what it's like to do a lap round here with Stewie Edmonds on the Pico Husqvarna. Let's hope we get a nice clean gate drop this time around. So Sean Southgate, as we said, he's already won the MX1 title in the RFX Expert class. In the Expert MX2 category, it's all between number 127, the rider in second in the 250 category, Sam Atkinson, there on the green Phoenix Tools Even Strokes Kawasaki in the red just won race kit against rider number 7, just pulling into the other side of the box, Louis Kessel on the Kes Commercials Honda. That is basically what it's come down to. By my reckoning, it's Kessel that's got a bit of a lead to play with, to work with. But he's just got to basically keep Sam Atkinson within 2 or 3 places or more ahead of him, and he should bring it home. Obviously, if he beats him, then he definitely brings it home. The rider from down there in Cornwall, way on down near Redruth. So they put some miles in to race the Michelin MX Nationals. But then we kind of get that with a lot of riders. Certainly all the Irish and Northern Irish contingent that come over. Thank you. We've got Ben Edwards from Scotland. He lives way up above Inverness. He put some miles in as well. So everybody that commits to the Michelin MX Nationals, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. You help us make the series what it is. And in return, we keep trying to improve the series for your benefit. Right, we really hope that the gate drop works okay on this one. Southgate is in a good position. He's got no riders either side of him, which is always nice because you get a bit more freedom of movement if you fishtail coming out of the gate a little bit. He's looking forward. He's looking towards the middle, which is the chain you can see in the middle. They're all safely away this time. Whoa, who is that on the outside? Oh, it was Ash Greedy power wheeling up the gate. But it's Charlie Heyman on that 252 stroke, moving out of the MX 125 youth category. He won the championship a round early, and he's gone straight into the expert class on a 252 stroke on the SJP KTM. Champion in the MX1 class, Southgate right where he needs to be to stay out of trouble to bring his championship to a close. And a great start for Sam Atkinson on the Phoenix Tools even strokes Kawasaki. So where is Kessel? This is going to be close. There's Kessel about 5 places back. I think he's okay there. I don't think he'd want to let that open up more than that if he's going to get this championship done. They all sort themselves out. You can see there that hard pack area is looking a bit slick now as they've continued to get water on it throughout the day. Jaden Ashwell looked like he just got pipped off there by Sam Atkinson. Yep, he did. So Sam Atkinson on the 250. He is your leading 250 rider. Actually, he's not, is he? Because Charlie Heyman has stepped up to the class on a 250. So he's leading the way in that category. Run it a bit wide, but then maybe he did that on purpose to miss the water and those huge braking bumps that have formed down the inside there. That doesn't look much from the angles we've got that set up, because you're just getting the front-on view, basically. That's a big old launch up over that hill. I think it's probably the longer jump of the track. This next one is certainly in regards of, like I said, height and just general, the actual amount of tons of soil in it is the biggest jump on the track. Then they come round to the finish line, this kind of right-left. They've put some little humps in today that weren't there yesterday, just to open up the track a little bit. That's definitely worked. Southgate all over Charlie Heyman through this really gnarly finish corner now. Your Planet Moto first lap leader goes to Charlie Heyman. He will get another point, but as I said, it's too far gone. That award has already been won by Billy Askew. So we've had a relatively healthy crowd for the first time here at Oxford Motor Park, I'm sure. Now, as we establish this track, more people will come out to watch now they've seen it. You know, it's great being here. We've got a brilliant potential infrastructure, a brand new venue with loads of potential. So hopefully people will come out. Lovely creative line that was from Charlie Heyman. Just turning off the berm early, getting out of that loose stuff, and then cutting across all those big bumps, those sharp edge bumps that have formed out of that corner. That is why a lot of people are, you know, like basically looking at Charlie Heyman as being the one of the future stars of British motocross. Be interesting to see how he gets on the Honda 250 next year, riding for the newly formed True 7 Honda Academy team. I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on as well, along with Callum Green. Oh, makes a little bit of an error there, made some mistake, has to foot it round. That's obviously rutted out quite a lot. Sam Atkinson is putting a good race together. Where is, on the leaderboard, Kessel? He's keeping it pretty safe in 8th place, but he's got a couple of MX1 riders between him. So really, he's only dropping probably a couple of points, probably 4 or 5 points, which is he's got wiggle room basically to work with. So Heyman launching out of the trees over that massive jump. You can see from when they take off to how long they land. It's not a very high jump, but it's kind of just sends you forward through the air like a dart. You can see Sean Southgate was looking behind him there, just pressure's all off. He's so thankful of winning the championship. He had to borrow a bike this weekend to get the job done. And he's very good friends with Jake Nichols, rides Jake's track a lot. You know, Jake's backyard track, if you want to call it that, is, you know, just so good. One of the best in probably Northern Europe, actually, and it's not even a racetrack. But so Sean gets to ride with Jake quite a bit, which keeps him on his toes. And now he's closing in on Charlie Heyman. Charlie's, by his own admission, has run out of steam a little bit in the tail end of these races today. He's not used to racing a 252 stroke. Just said it's taken a little bit more out of him than the 125, the weight and the power. But that's good for him. Gives him something to shoot for. He then knows that he's got to get, you know, basically get with it and train hard before he starts making, as he edges more towards his pro debut. There's Ash Greedy closing in on Sam Atkinson. There is Sam there doing his very best on the Phoenix Tools Even Strokes Kawasaki to try and put the pressure on Louis Kessel and force him into a mistake. Obviously Sam moving up from the MXY2 category last year, and the champ, and moving into the expert class. Sam, I don't know if his bike setup is like that, I guess it is, but old school in the fact that I notice he's running his levers quite far down. That seemed to be, you know, like towards the 90s, it became a more sort of riding technique, a fashionable thing to sort of ride with your levers up more. He's keeping it old school, keeping his levers down. I guess that's what works for him. Everybody's bike preference is different. So just being handed the overall results here. I'm not sure, yeah, these are for the amateur MX1. So the race previously in the amateur MX1, overall this weekend the race win went to Callum Gordon, then Josh Greedy and John Kirk. And in the Moto Verde amateur MX2, Callum Murfitt took the overall ahead of Luca Pegg, who they tied on points, but Callum had a better final ride, and then Ben Clark was third. Back to the racing here then, in this final expert race of the year. Here comes Ash Greedy now, definitely applying some pressure on Sam Atkinson. It won't matter to Sam because they are racing effectively separate classes, but what it will do is at least put a bit of a buffer between him, if he can keep them behind, and Louis Kessel. But he's gonna, I think he's gonna succumb to the power of the bigger bikes anytime soon. Ash has got the run round the outside. So two Kawasaki's battling it out. The one in front, the 250. And then you've got Greedy. So are we looking like we might have lost Louis Kessel? He has, he's dropped it. Right. Okay, this is going to be interesting. And you know what? I'm categorically not going to try and work out the points. I'm not, because I didn't know what the points were. I wasn't given the information leading into this race, only what the points difference was at a close yesterday. All I know is it's darn close, and hopefully somebody in timing and lap scoring can tell me the points difference between these two and get that information in my ear, because Kessel has thrown it away. Has that opened the door to Sam Atkinson to win this championship? It was 27 points at the start today. Sam, I think, took some points out of him. So I am frantically text messaging the guys, Nick, who we had in there earlier on in timing. I'm going to message him. He's way over the other side of the circuit, so I'm going to message Nick to tell me what the point, if he can let me know the points difference. That would help. I can let you guys know at home what the difference is here. It's going to be close. I think Kessel might have enough to work with. It's going to be frantically close, though, as these two go at it. Greedy and Jaden Ashwell. Apparently, Kessel crashed right on the finish line, went over the handlebars. So that, I don't know if he's got a bent bike or anything like that, but that might be that might play a factor. So Atkinson, although he's been overtaken by Ashwell and Ash Greedy, he hasn't lost any points in his category. He's still there, leading the MX2 category. It's all about really Kessel and how many points he's now losing, and how many points are currently between them. So yeah, we got the guys Nick and Becky and timing on that. They're going to currently work out the current points as they run on the previous lap around, and then we can tell you where they're at. There's Ash Greedy. Looks like he's enjoying the ride. He's obviously family man now, doesn't ride as often. Works full-time job. So that as well. So he's he just rides for a bit more for fun these days, Ash. Still got the skill set when it comes to arena cross, though, and he still likes a good tear-up, doesn't he? But he looks like he's starting to run out of juice a little bit here as well, which is understandable when you can't commit to training and riding as much as the others.
So where does this leave Heyman in the overall? Is this...
Well...
Because he won the first moto yesterday. To my understanding, Sean Southgate won the other two.
Yeah, but
if Heyman wins this one,
no,
he's got the overall, hasn't he?
But I think he's registered in the MX2 category, Heyman, isn't he? Or has he gone into MX1?
I don't know.
No, I think he's in the MX2.
Oh, so he's got it anyway.
So I think he would have, yeah. There's Kessel. Look at his clutch lever. Look how far down. Okay. So he's basically, that's not where he'd normally run that clutch lever. So with that crash, that's bent down a little bit. It's certainly making it more difficult for him. You can see how much lower it is than his front brake lever. Look how he's having to punch right over. So he's doing it the hard way. There's basically, as it stands, he's got a 10-point lead. So he can't afford another mistake.
No. So we'll be crowning another champion.
Louis has got a 10-point lead.
I need to prep this champagne. It's your job this time.
He's just got he's got to get it over the line. First and foremost, I'm not going to say anything. I've just commentators curse, all those kind of things. He's just got to get it done. He's got to concentrate to not make another mistake now. Sam Atkinson is doing all he can. He's out front winning this class, the class. That's all he can do. He's just got to hope that by winning the race, it's putting pressure on Kessel. But that little over the bars incident, by all accounts, it wasn't little, would have probably given Louis his wake-up call.
Well, you take your eye off the ball for that split second, anything can happen. We saw a big crash from Harry Bradley yesterday on a bit of a moment on a jump. I think he hit a false neutral, but there's many things that can happen. When you're riding a motocross bike, there's a lot going on. The terrain's always changing. The jump face could have gone away. There's so many factors. And, it's one of them sports. It's not just physical, it's mentally tough as well. And you've got to be on your A game. You've got to be on your toes. And I mean, out of experience riding a bike like that that's a little bit bent, it's difficult. It really is. I imagine if it's had a knot like that to the lever, his yokes are probably twisted up a bit as well. I mean, you won't be able to see it probably in the picture, but it could be like a few mil out, and the whole bike will feel alien. You know, it makes a big difference. Charlie Heyman out front though on the 252 shirt, like you said though, MX2. I think. Let me just split the classes up, see what they've done. I think you will be right though, Jeff. Yeah, so Charlie Heyman is in Expert MX2. And Sam Atkinson's back in 5th, so he's got a good lead.
Yeah, so my bad. Yeah, so obviously Heyman leading the MX2, I forgot to say, basically, so Atkinson's not leading the class. But what I meant by that was, although he's taking points, he's no threat in the championship because this is his first ever race in the expert
it's almost
class.
Irrelevant to the championship.
Yeah, and he's in front of Sam anyway,
and this is just a little teaser for him anyway. I imagine he'll be in the pros next year. Charlie.
No doubt, MX2, I would imagine.
Yeah, this is just a bit of a warm-up for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's proved that he can come straight into the expert class and win it. So for his development, it's probably best if he gets straight up into that pro category.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the plan with the new team, and I'm sure Jake Nichols will give him loads of honest
and I imagine that's
feedback.
Why Nichols is on the 250 at the minute. Is he just trying to develop that bike a little bit?
Yeah.
So the kids get so he can go, right, that's your base.
Yeah.
Get on it. Let me know what you think. I imagine that's the plan.
You know, Jake has been that rider. He had a good youth career going, and then look, there's one thing that Jake can know. He's been able to get through loads of adversity.
Yeah,
he knows how to do that. And he's had a lot of injuries. If anybody can guide a rider through his career of the pitfalls and how to bounce back when things don't go your way, it would be Jake Nichols.
Yeah, and obviously directing a really successful company as well. True Plant. They're big. They're a big company, so it's a good financial backer as well for the team. And I know that they're just mega keen, aren't they? If Jake's not going to be riding full time, it's obvious looking from the outside in that they still want some involvement in motocross. So why not give a few young lads a bit of a chance? You know, they're spending the money anyway. You might as well.
Yeah, Jake is, and his dad Guy put him back into sport. Also want to thank them for their investment into what we do, our little club events and midweek event at Steelhawk Motorcycle Club. They get behind us with that as well.
Yeah.
So Jake Nichols very much, although he's kind of hanging up his boots, officially did earlier on in the year, but he's come back to ride this race. You know, here want to still be involved, and that is really the sole reason why they jumped on board to do the new Honda Academy team.
Yeah.
Good on them. So yeah, we're counting this down. Like we said, Kessel is sat back there now in 12th. Just no heroics from there. I'm sure Dad Larry will be on the pit board with the classic think, bring it home, basically every kind of thing you can do to just make sure he gets over the line.
There's no point in jeopardising it, is there? You know, like you can push and you can make a huge mistake and it'll be the worst thing you've ever done. So you just manage the situation that's been dealt out to you. That's what you've got to do in that position. He's still leading the championship. He's in a nice spot. Call it a day at that.
Yeah, even the coming out of the sand section there is now starting to get down to a little bit more hard-packed dirt. You can see and you can hear when they're on the gas those stutter bumps as they come round there that are formed. There's Kessel just doing what he's got to do, basically. As I said, the crash would have shook him up. His heart rate would have spiked.
I imagine, yeah. He seems to be managing it pretty well, though. Just being waved by, I think, or by somebody.
Yeah,
like a bit of arm pump.
just as he was getting up off the ground there, he would have been worrying about how many positions he's lost. He's just got to keep his calm, regain his composure. He's managed to do that. Still airing it out over that huge jump, up on the pegs. He's a tall rider. I think he's about, what, 6'4", something like that, 6'3".
Towers over me, anyway.
yeah, you and me both. Oh, there you go again. See, that's how easy it could happen. He just nearly tucked the front end.
Well, if you're reaching for that clutch as well, there's it can be probably be a bit unstable in some of the turns. Just trying to grab it. It depends how he rides. I mean, it looks like he's using the clutch still quite a lot.
Yeah. He's doing what he needs to do here, and so is Sam Atkinson. Really, you never really expect Sam Atkinson to, such as Charlie Heyman's debut, to go out there and beat Charlie. But he's doing what he can and coming in at least second, trying to get some points back on him. But it's going to be close, but no cigar by the looks of it. What have we got left? We've got 18, so we're on the, I think it's like we might be on the 1 lap to go. So it looks like he's on his victory lap here. Charlie Heyman, he's going to come straight into the expert class. He is going to basically first ever ride in the Expert MX2 class after winning the Youth 125 category with a clean sweep up until obviously the last round, because he's then moved up into Experts, and it looks like he's going to have a basically 100% win record regards of overall wins in the MX Nationals across 2 classes, which is quite incredible, really. Definitely, as we said, one that we're not going to start dumping too much pressure on Charlie or pinning our hopes on in that sense, but he is obviously going to be at the forefront of British motocross, hopefully stay injury-free for time to come. So sorry, they wasn't quite on their last lap, so they must have missed that last lap around. He's got 1 to go, so now he's on his kind of cruise lap. Well, he's not, because he's got Southgate behind him, but he could easily let him go past and just win the MX2.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to, though. I think Heyman, he wants to solidify the weekend with another win. Track's got rougher, actually, as well, and he's got a bit better after talk. Oh, one! He throws it away. Oh, Charlie. And Southgate must have made a mistake in that corner as well, because he was a little bit behind. But what a shame. I thought Charlie would have was on for another win then. What a shame. But there we are. That's what happens. This is motocross.
Yeah, just switched off a little bit. Listen, he's still going to win the overall. He'd have loved to get one over on Sean.
Yeah, he would have.
He's still going to win. Both of those riders are both going to win their classes this weekend.
Got another bullet head, mate.
Yeah, I'd be more annoyed that I'd broken a peak than anything else. But Charlie's at a level where he doesn't have to buy a new one.
No, Paul will have to get him another one. Still behind us here.
Yeah, Toby Lightbound is probably watching at home. Toby was meant to be racing today, by the way, in the clubman class. He's had a knee operation, so getting it done.
Was that a scheduled knee operation? Because he was racing at Fox Hills.
Yeah, no, he's getting it done, so he's got more time to recover for the start of next year. Toby is the Bell brand manager. Like I said, he's probably watching at home and going, right, that's another
send that another lid out to
another
Charlie.
bit of budget gone out the window.
That's it.
But yeah, Southgate, well, he's going to inherit the race lead here, nice and steady as he goes. Just got to bring it in. Remember, we have got one more race to go. It is the Lifeline's Fastest 40 finale, final race of the year. The championship in the Leah MX1 has been decided. Harry Koulas is your 2022 champion. Who is going to be your 2022 Apico MX2 champion? It's either going to be the GRT Impact Machine of Jamie Carpenter or the Chambers Racing Gas of Tom Grimshaw. We're going to find out in about half an hour.
It's going to be a good one.
Grimshaw's got to go for it. Grimshaw's just got to leave it all out there. All of it.
Yeah.
He's got to muster some
magic.
And
hope to God that Jamie has a mistake. But Jamie's been so solid all year. I just can't see it.
No. Me too. But, you know, as they say, it's never over until the old fat lady sings. Are we on the... Yeah, I'm going to go over there and catch Sean Southgate. Have a word with
Louis
him.
Kessel as well.
Louis Kessel, hopefully we can get him over. If we can get Louis Kessel over, if anybody's out there listening, if you can send Louis over, we might be able to do a quick
champagne shower
with him. Okay, we're here with the champion for 2022. He wrapped it up in the last race. I think he's glad that he probably did get it done in the last race because you look absolutely spent. That last moto was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's Charlie. He's a clever rider. He's good. He knew where I was going. So the lap later, he switched his lines up, which made it more interesting for me. But that was hard work. But yeah, he's unlucky. He should have won that, really.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he kind of handed it to you at the end with a mistake. But obviously, you're kind of in separate classes anyway, so you were still winning MX1. Sean, just try and wrap up your season. Obviously, we spoke to you a moment ago. You won the championship, so just kind of, you know, put a cap on it. How's it been?
Yeah, it's just been a great year. I've just had fun and great series, great tracks, and yeah, just brilliant. I just enjoyed it and done well. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Steve from Hearts. Yeah, everyone who helps me, Mark Eastwood, my wife, my mum, dad, and obviously all my family will come out this weekend. So yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Nice one. We'll move Sean out of here. Hopefully we've got time to keep rolling because we're gonna. Sean just comes out of the shot. We're going to bring in the Expert MX2 champion. I don't know if we've got any champers down here anywhere or anything to give him. We've got the gold plate. Let me find it. We can at least give him that. Come on in, Louis. So here he is. He is the Expert MX2 champion, RFX. Louis, you have fought long and hard for this year. You got it done, even with a big crash in the last race. There you go. Let's give you that first. You've earned that. Give it up for him, everybody. Just taking the championship in the Expert MX2. Brilliant stuff. Tell me, Lou, what went through your mind there? I was told you had a big off over by the finish line. Did you just suddenly see the championship drifting away?
Yeah, it was a big one for sure. I didn't know really what was happening after that. I didn't know what the points was, but bent bars, bent levers, but just kept charging to the end and got it done. So. Got
it done the hard way. We commented on you obviously way down there in Cornwall at Red Roof, a lot of travelling with you and your dad or whatever. It must be so gratifying to get it done. You know, a championship like this, we're building this series. It's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to ride where I live. It's probably like 3 hours from anywhere really, and I work 5 days a week, so only really gets to ride on the weekend. So it's hard, but just same for everyone. So you've just got to get it done.
You've got a load of people I'm sure you want to thank, so let's get it done because you wouldn't have done it without them, I'm sure.
Yeah, my dad, main one, KS Commercials. Need any vans, go and hit him up.
Nice.
CI Sport for the gear, helmets, boots. St Blazy MX for the bikes. Moto Verde for the best cleaner about. Sean Reynolds, electrician, he helps out loads. So.
I think people are just trying to tag on to your championship now and throwing names out. Fair play.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice one. I wanted to get some champagne down here, but I can't see any. So luckily, you're probably going to have a proper shower and not a champagne one. One more time. Give it up for your champion in the Expert MX2, Louis Kessel.